He was abandoned at birth, yet built a company that changed the world. From barefoot meditations in India to boardroom battles in Silicon Valley, Steve Jobs didn't just dream. He dared, failed, and rose again. This is the story of a misfit who rewrote the future and taught us all to stay hungry and stay foolish. The full inspirational story of Steve Jobs, from childhood to legacy. Steve Jobs' life isn't just the biography of a tech mogul. It's the testament of a misfit who dared to reimagine the future, failed spectacularly, and returned to build something eternal. His journey, from an adopted child to a visionary leader, reveals a blueprint for creativity, courage, and belief in one's vision. Roots of a revolutionary. Born in San Francisco in 1955 to unmarried graduate students, Jobs was soon adopted by Paul and Clara Jobs, a humble couple who raised him in Mountain View, California. His adoptive father, a mechanic, imparted a love for building and an obsession with precision. "When you're doing something, do it right," his father once told him, a mantra that would come to define Jobs' philosophy. As a child, he wasn't an easy fit. He was rebellious, often bored by traditional schooling, and drawn to electronics. He spent his days at Hewlett-Packard lectures and formed a bond with his future partner, Steve Wozniak, over their shared love for technology. Jobs' early life wasn't just about circuits and soldering, it was also about seeking meaning. He walked barefoot around school, devoured books on mysticism, and practiced meditation. His time in India pursuing spiritual enlightenment helped shape his minimalist aesthetic and introspective depth. The calligraphy class that changed technology. Jobs enrolled in Reed College but dropped out after just one semester. Not out of apathy, but as a conscious decision to seek what truly fascinated him. He continued auditing classes, including one on calligraphy. The elegant curves, spacing, and artistry of typefaces mesmerized him. Years later, this seemingly irrelevant class would influence the typographic beauty of the Macintosh, the first computer with stunning fonts and proportionally spaced letters. This was the Steve Jobs formula, combining art and technology, spirituality and engineering, soul and science. Garage Genesis, the birth of Apple. In 1976, Jobs and Wozniak started Apple in the Jobs family garage. Their first product, the Apple I, was a simple circuit board, not flashy, but functional. The Apple II, however, changed everything. With its color graphics and user-friendly approach, it brought computing into homes, schools, and small businesses. Jobs didn't code like Wozniak, but he had the vision and the charisma to sell it. His eye for design, his obsession with simplicity, and his intuition for what people wanted made Apple not just a tech company, but a cultural phenomenon. But with fame came friction. Jobs' intensity strained relationships, and by 1985, internal tensions led to his ousting from Apple, a devastating blow that would later become his crucible. Failure, reinvention, and the birth of Pixar. After Apple, Jobs founded Next, a company focused on building high-end computers for education and business. Though Next's hardware didn't gain commercial success, its software would become foundational for future Apple products. Around the same time, Jobs purchased a struggling animation studio from George Lucas. He renamed it Pixar, and with the creative genius of people like John Lasseter, the studio began producing revolutionary CGI animations. Toy Story, released in 1995, changed the animation world forever, blending heart, humor, and dazzling visuals. Pixar became an Oscar-winning billion-dollar powerhouse. Jobs became not just a tech visionary, but a storyteller with global impact. Return of the visionary, Apple's golden era. In 1997, Apple acquired Next, and Jobs returned to the company he had founded. He brought clarity, minimalism, and a bold new direction. The iMac launched in 1998 with vibrant colors and sleek curves, redefining the aesthetic of personal computers. Then came the iPod. 1,000 songs in your pocket. Simple. Powerful. Cultural. With the iTunes Store, Jobs transformed music distribution, making it legal, accessible, and user-friendly. Artists, too, admired him for bringing creativity and commerce together. But he wasn't done. In 2007, Jobs took the stage and unveiled the iPhone, merging the iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. It wasn't just a device. It was a revolution. Touchscreens replaced buttons. Apps became lifelines. And Jobs, once a dropout with a vision, had redefined communication. The iPad followed, along with innovations in digital publishing and entertainment. The philosophy that shaped him. Steve Jobs didn't invent everything, but he reinvented how people experience technology. He believed in end-to-end integration, where hardware and software worked seamlessly together. He obsessed over details most CEOs would ignore: fonts, box design, glass curvature, even the user's emotion when first opening the product. His Zen practice taught him simplicity. His calligraphy class taught him beauty. His failures taught him humility. And his boldness taught us all the power of belief. Jobs famously said, "The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do." Legacy of a misfit. In 2003, Jobs was diagnosed with a rare form of pancreatic cancer. He fought it privately, continuing to work while undergoing treatment. Even as his health declined, he remained the public face of Apple, launching new products, delivering iconic presentations, and inspiring millions. He passed away on October 5, 2011, surrounded by family. He left behind 4 children, a wife he adored, and a company that became the most valuable in the world. His story isn't just about Apple. It's about resilience, vision, reinvention, and the idea that one person, even a barefoot dropout with no clear path, can shape history through imagination and grit. One man, one thought, infinite impact. Jobs' mantra, "Stay hungry, stay foolish," wasn't just advice. It was the heartbeat of a life lived on the edge of innovation and idealism. He embraced uncertainty, challenged convention, and urged others to look inward for truth. Whether designing the first Mac, picking Pixar's creative team, or unveiling the iPhone, Jobs operated not with spreadsheets but with intuition, trusting that beauty and utility can coexist. From a garage in California to the palms of billions, Steve Jobs' legacy isn't just in the devices we hold, but in the daring spirit to think different, to lead with vision, and to never stop chasing simplicity. Because in the end, it's not just about what we build, it's about what we believe is possible.